Expressing over half your life does not come easy. I've made so much growth in my life through many experiences in just a short amount of time. C. Wright Mills once explained, "You must learn to use your life experiences in your intellectual work, continually to examine and interpret it. In this sense, craftsmanship is the center of yourself, and you are personally involved in every intellectual product upon which you may work. To say that you can have experience means, for one thing, that your past plays into and affects your present, and that it defines your capacity for future experience. In the course of a lifetime, modern man has so very little personal experience, and yet experience is so important as a source of original intellectual work. The combination of my successes, life lessons, trials, and failures have all contributed to the growth in making me the person I am today. The question I constantly ask myself is, how do I define myself in my professional career as a soldier, as a family member, and as an occupational therapist that I'm becoming? My father, he served in combat in Vietnam and suffered from untreated post-traumatic stress disorder. When I was young, being around my father was stressful and difficult for both me, my siblings, and my mother. I recall times in my teens that I felt I could not do anything to please my father. I would avoid any encounter where he would get upset. This was very frustrating to me. Near the end of high school, I started to rebel. I gave up trying to do the right thing. During those years, I did not understand what was going on with my father. I wanted a father, not someone to run away from, but someone that I could make proud. I did not understand his illness. Looking back now, I understand what was going on with my father. The task required to live daily and manage his PTSD could not have been easy for him. Because of the experience living with my father and knowing more about PTSD, this has motivated me to live a life where I let go of my frustrations and move towards increased understanding. I have now learned to cope in healthier ways with our sometimes distant relationship. A month before my 20th birthday, I decided to join the Army. Everyone asked me why I made this decision, and I told them I needed to find direction. But I had truly hoped that I'd make my father proud of his eldest son. I wanted to feel connected in some way, make up for the years of headbutting and harsh words. I wanted to end the frustration that I felt lingering in my heart, to be released once and for all. My wish was for him to tell me that he was glad I made the choice to join the Army, but he did not. I completed basic training in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, where my mother and brother traveled to from Massachusetts. Once more I was left without a father, as he could not make the trip. Despite my frustration for his lack of attendance, I took the time to try to see things from his perspective. The task of being my own researcher, trying to comprehend situations like I did back then, is still a skill I carry with me in my clinical work. It is no surprise I chose a career where the individual and environment inevitably have to interact more deeply for progression, as they do in occupational therapy. Overall, I began to understand that I needed to be easier on my father, which meant to love myself as well. Loving him and myself fully meant a decrease in my frustration, which led to a career where I could provide the nurturing I would have wanted. In August 2005, I would begin another experience that would shape my understanding and growth, both personally and professionally. I began my mobilization training, which would begin my 12-month journey to Iraq. Here, I was responsible with counseling soldiers on anger and stress management, also being an ear to listen to. During this time, I really understood how trauma can really affect people's personalities. The soldiers I met during this time really showed me the importance of teamwork and communication as they stayed motivated day after day, week after week, fighting the good fight. I use this experience as I acknowledge and listen actively to the discomfort patients may feel, all the while showing them positivity so they can realize their ability to strive despite their illness. Alas, through the experiences that life has given me, I strive to make the most out of the second part of my life and use all of my knowledge to better my patients' experience. I have become a stronger person and am able to instill strength and hope in my patients' lives. Creating this environment for patients also teaches them to take action and responsibility for their lives rather than remaining in a cycle of frustration. It is my hope that they leave treatment feeling like they have the power to control their lives outside of therapy. I hope all my patients can take my motivation and knowledge to make it their own.